All right, start the mess.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I scared of electricity. So it's okay, you shock me. God, is it bad? No. 야릇한 기쁨에 취해버려 숨길 수가 없어.
I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves this time. Brothers and sisters of the congregation, hallelujah. Welcome to a super edition of Chocolate Greatness. It's your boy, Brother Greatness, and of course, my sister over here in another panel.
Ow, your girl, Chocolate Thunder, the squishiest bitch on the planet, Karen Bam Bam. And we got a 2 for today. Ow, who y'all? What's going on?
Thank you for having us.
You got Supa Nitro here. My tag team partner, my brother, JT Riddick over there.
Yeah, we got yours truly,
Dynasty.
Mr. JT Riddick over here. As he just said, a tag team of Brooklyn Dynasty.
Current NEW tag team champs.
Yes, don't forget to throw that in there.
God loves the brothers holding some gold. And, today on the Variety Show, we just really want to know what it means to be super. We want to hear about the family connection that makes a tag team great and makes a rivalry great. We want to hear about the Instagram wrestling. We want to know it all. So please just give us a generic idea first and foremost, especially for you, Mr. Nitro. What makes you so super?
What makes me so super or us so super?
Both.
Like both? Well, of course, because we're from Brooklyn, of course. That's already number one. Give a clap there, give a clap there. But every time we step in the ring, we give 101% to everything and every opponent. We let them know why we're there, and we let them know that we're here, and we will definitely bring the match and leave it in the ring like we always do. Like, again, just keep repeating myself, but that's, leave it all in or be all is just, we're here, and we're going to definitely continue to make a name for ourselves as the dynasty that we are.
Yes, it is what it is. That's what you're saying. It's lit.
But it is what it is.
All right.
What you be saying? Let's
Oh,
and to the Super Saiyan brother over here, let me hear a little bit more about the tag team from your perspective, about what brings you guys together, etc.
So what makes us so great, actually what makes us so super is anytime we step foot in the ring, you being a man of the Lord yourself, you would want to write a scripture on how much you've been blessed to see us. So that's what it means to see Brooklyn Dynasty in the ring. That's why we're so super. Because at the end of the day, whether some people may think we're cocky, some people may think I call it confidence. You have confidence. Everyone doesn't feel the same way about it. But when you see us in the ring, you're left in amazement. Your jaw's on the ground. It's our job to pick it up and let you know that what you're seeing is a reality.
Wow. Okay. My man said, "What makes us so great?" and then turned around and said, "I would write scripture if I got to sit down and watch here." But I'm gonna let all that pass. The name of the dynasty. I guess I have to question: where do you rank yourselves up against other great tag teams in the Northeast? Individuals like the Zoltan, Christopher Cage, I'm not a big fan, and Mikey, and Superstar Whiplash. How do you rank yourselves up against New England's own House of Pain and PAPW, the Be It Strong of BWS, TOS's own Kowalski guys? How do you rank yourselves against the number one tag teams out across several states, divisions all throughout the Northeast? I'll be more than happy to test exactly how great your Brooklyn Dynasty happens to be. And I'm in the car so I can drive you there so I can hear who you want to go be taken to. We go to Connecticut, baby.
Well, do you want me to take this one first?
Go ahead. I'll let you. Go ahead.
So, one of the wrestling greats said it best: to be the best, you got to beat the best. And how do we feel? I feel that we can stand toe-to-toe, ring for ring with any of those names that you said, because we are a dynasty. And what does dynasty do? We win.
What does a dynasty do? We win. That was so political. That's exactly what I knew you were going to say. Don't want political correctness. Call them out. What team you want? Who do you want to smoke with?
All right,
What's your favorite team? Oh, go ahead, brother.
Holy smoke! Where's the smokes? Let's go against
Hold on. Let's go. Anyone can get it anytime, any place. Let's just keep it that. Let's just keep it there. All right. Now,
anybody.
Who do you want? Who do you want?
That's
that
what
sounds like fear to me.
Sir. The who we want is BX Strong. They call themselves the two-man faction, right? Two-man factions. The last time we pinned them in the ring to win the NEW Tag Team Championships. But of course, they always say, I mean, they've been mentioning, or I think I've heard mentioning that it's been a fluke, that basically we won the tag team titles by mistake, on accident. We didn't mean to. But a win is not a mistake. You know what I'm saying? We got the opportunity. We took the chance. We showed them why we're the Brooklyn Dynasty. And all they do is talk about their intern. If the intern help them, no. They're the ones that go in the ring. They're the ones that have to wrestle to win any match, whatever match. I mean, obviously the intern wasn't there. And they still lost.
Ooh. He said y'all still lost.
He said it best.
Ooh, Brooklyn Dynasty over the Bronx. Well, I mean, someone who happens to be on this chat right here has a propensity to the Bronx. And it ain't no BWF champion I'm talking about. I'm talking about a young lady with a pair. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm from Brooklyn. You know, I'm born in Barbados, represent the flag, boy. I mean, you know, I'm repping Brooklyn hard. I mean, BamBam, you got anything to say about
y'all
this?
Y'all cute, but don't come for my neck like that because you still working the Bronx. Like, come on, bro. That's what a party at. We took some L's. But we give the L's out too. And be extra will let y'all know that. Like, come on.
You gotta remember, even broken clock is right twice a day.
Y'all. Like, don't let me do that. Y'all gonna give me hype. No. I'm trying to be happy for y'all. Don't start this borough beef today. Don't start.
I mean, Miss Karen, if you let me say, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So, you know, the Bronx did hand out a couple L's.
Oh, y'all gonna jump me today. I see what it's like.
You know what? I'll scale back a little bit because you're right. It is 3-1.
I still take y'all. Like, don't start. But, you know, we with our holy brother. We got to act right before I start cussing and carrying on.
I'm proud of you and your cussing.
Just ask for forgiveness and all will be fine.
I'm running out of cheeks to turn, Lord Father. Listen, shout out to, I'm happy y'all called out a team specifically, but this is a team y'all already beat. Nothing against Ace Andrews, nothing against Big Cuzzo, nothing against Leland Parker, nothing against this new intern or the fitness guru, whatever the heck is behind their too good status, but a team that you've never faced before. Who you guys studying? Who you guys sweating?
Well, I could say yes, Whiplash and his partner. Who was the man that attacked you, Brother Greatness?
Yeah, Christopher Cage. Yes, Christopher Cage. I'm not a fan.
Yes, him and his partner. You know, they feel that they have a legacy to cement in the company, or just generally the business, the legacy itself. So I feel that my brother and myself can take them on and show them what we have to offer. I'm just saying.
You can't build no legacy if you haven't defeated Brooklyn Dynasty. Let's get that straight first and foremost. So,
okay,
just saying. You said, who do we want to smoke with? The answer is all the teams that you've named. In order for you to be the best, you got to beat the best. And then last I checked, none of them has pinned us.
That's very true.
Would that also include a tag team known as the Congregation?
Oh yes, you know,
it would be so great.
Bring the Holy Spirit. Bring your Bibles, because the verse says, "Thou shalt not lose But I feel that your prophecies say thou will bow down to doomsday of Brooklyn Dynasty.
Ooh.
You ever read the book of Revelation?
I don't think he did.
In the book of Revelations, it says quite clearly, yes, sir, that anything you add to the book, to the good book, to the Bible, that means that the negativity that's occurred within the good book will be added into the days of your life. So if you're over here adding things about you and your tag team to the good book, and you want a whole plague of locusts up your behind, you can go ahead and claim that, because that's what it seems like you might have did. Don't let Dash and D1000 have to show up in here and kick you and your brother till the blue and the red come together and become purple. That's the color we represent. Don't try it now, but that's not what this show is about today. Tell me more about you. Tell me more about you guys' time in the world of professional wrestling, how you guys got in here. Tell me what you think about women's wrestling. Tell me what you think about Karen Bam Bam. I don't know.
All right, we get to you another time, Brother Greatness. You know, we gonna, you know, we let the Lord have you right there. You know, let Jesus take your wheel. So we're gonna let him take your wheel. All right. But how we feel, how I feel about women's wrestling in general, you know, I feel like, of course, women's wrestling's always been, you know, and is at one point, like, there's always been, it wasn't taken as serious. And then, of course, it did. It's like a roller coaster, honestly, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I've seen it where, like, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, like, women was, of course, trying to make their mark, like, we are as tough as the men, or even tougher than them.
Like Wendy Ripcher, she was a great example of that.
Right, took over in the 90s, women became eye candy instead of professional wrestlers, instead of athletes. It became eye candy. So, of course, you know, it became more about the look instead of the athleticism in the ring. And then, like, of course, it got lost in the shuffle. So then, like, of course, we get into the mid-2000s, and, you know, they started to come back. You know, some are, some are not. You know, it was really a headache for me personally watching women's wrestling from, like, 05 until, like, 6 years ago. So, hey, I love that the women are really getting an opportunity, because I feel that this is also pushing them, making them push themselves to show, we are as tough as the men, or even tougher. And I've seen some tough women that can go toe to toe with some men in the ring. I'm like, yeah, you know, let's go. And as for Miss Bam Bam over there, keep doing your thing. Keep dropping everybody, hurting everyone, and showing the world why you got the Bam Bam.
The Bam.
To leave it in and leave it.
To answer your question, how I feel about women's wrestling, I felt that for a long time, like as my brother said, that the priorities weren't straight when it came to that. Like, it was more focused on eye candy. When there were a lot of real talented women who, you know, stepped in the squared circle, and they could stand up with the best of them. But of course, that is, I guess, you know, when you think about when he's bringing up the 90s, of course, you think of the Monday Night Wars, you're thinking about they're like, oh, what is it? Sex sells, and so on and so forth. So I'm glad that it's being taken serious, and that's just for the WWE aspect. But looking at it, like, when you see a promotion like Ring of Honor and TNA, you see the way those women were holding it down for years. You know, shout outs to them and take my hat out to them. And Ms. Bam Bam, I would not disrespect you on your own platform. Of course, I have nothing but respect for what you do, because you do step foot in that square circle, and you do what we do. So I have nothing but respect for you. Answering your question, what got us into wrestling, I would honestly say, for me, I don't know if the answer is the same for my bro. I would say definitely WrestleMania 19. Watching it and just seeing the structure of the card. Like, I was a fan. Like, WrestleMania 7, WrestleMania 17 made me a fan, like a diehard fan. I was a fan before, but for some reason, WrestleMania 17, like, you know, that entrance, that hype video that just always, no matter how old we are, will always, you know, if you're a wrestling fan, you always remember that, The Rock and Austin My Way. But WrestleMania 19, specifically Jericho and HBK's match, I was like, I can do that. I want to do that. It's like you go in there, you tell the story, you have one of the best matches, and it's not just fun. It was something that I seriously wanted to do. So that's answering your questions right there.
And, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, me myself. What got me into wrestling? Okay, oh boy, entertainment aspect. Because I will always say this: I wasn't not as much of a wrestling fan until 2000. So I'm a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always that kid. Like, oh, you know. So, anyways, what got me into it, entertainment aspect, was The Rock. The Rock versus Triple H. 2000 going into Backlash when Stone Cold came in and helped The Rock.
Came back, yep.
Now, so it was like off of popularity. They're the ones that got me into like the entertainment aspect of wrestling. As time progressed, wrestlers like Kurt Angle, Benoit, Jericho, like later on further, like Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, those guys, Eddie Guerrero, those guys who wrestled in the ring, like their athleticism is what got me more into understanding the aspect of wrestling. Of course, before it was just, oh, he's popular. Well, The Rock more so. He's popular, so I like him off of popularity. And of course, like, little things he did. When you start breaking it down, the guys, like I said, I mentioned earlier, like, just mentioned, those were the guys that did it for me. Like RVD, honestly, is my idol in wrestling because that's who I kind of emulate a little bit. I like his style. So
I see them violent, disrespectful kicks y'all be throwing.
Yeah.
I'll say, don't kick me like that. You ever see somebody tap out on a kick? Don't make me be the one. I'm not. Don't kick the rude.
Don't give us a reason.
Don't give us a reason.
I apologize for my earlier outburst. Then I'm good on them kicks. Vivacious.
Oh man, but yes, of course, like just to off on that, like those are those are the guys that paved the way for, of course, myself and my brother to like really, really understand and get into understand the psychology of wrestling. We used to be thinking like, well, me personally, I used to just think, a body slam and boom, that's wrestling.
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Stagger, drop.
Bam Bam, do you have any questions for our esteemed super guest that I apparently have to write passages about, according to Mr. JT over here? But we don't let that pass. Guy, thanks for the good brothers. No pun intended.
Yeah, so branching off of your last question, so what has wrestling become to you? What is wrestling to you now that you're so deeply entrenched in it?
Want to take it, bro?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll take it. What does it become for me? It's more of it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener, and I don't mean to spark controversy with this. You sometimes some promotions, it could be a little disappointing because you realize that the passion isn't there for some folks. Like everyone thinks that they're somebody that they're not. Instead of, it's kind of like, it's no difference than like the locker room should be a big team where it's like, hey, let's go out and try to put the best show on that we possibly can. Sometimes some guys are more focused on getting their self over than anything, like, which is good. You got to get yourself over, but you got to get the whole show over too. So, but wrestling has definitely become still to the, therapeutic. Is nothing like that high when you go out there and you put on an awesome match, when them fans, whether they booing you out the arena or whether they're cheering you and you hear your name, it's like I said, it's like a drug. You just took a hit of it, and it's so for me, it's like I said, it's everything that I thought it would be. So my goal is if I'm someday blessed to work in front of 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, as the number go on. So because even that's pretty much like just I'm rambling right now, but that's what it means to me. It is always what I expected as far as professional wrestling is concerned.
Okay, yeah.
Before we add on to that, well, I guess this makes me, I guess the next immediate question becomes, within all of that, I didn't really hear too much about your need to be a team or your need to be working in contention in consideration with your brother. I kind of want to hear what kind of took you into that mindset. We hear a lot about RVD and The Rock in the previous answer, a lot about what sounds to be a lot of singles-focused competition, personal thoughts within the self, not including the other individual. Even with the ring gear that I see Brooklyn Dynasty maintain, it seems to be very singular. I do want to question the cohesion of the team. Why is the team a thing? I question whether or not is there a need for the other versus a desire. Please tell me.
Here we go. I can take this one. I'll take this one. So, of course, growing up, the older brother, me, being myself and the young brother, it was always competition. It was always competition no matter what. I'm the better at this, or whatever the case may be. It don't even have to be wrestling. It could be anything. It could just be probably tying shoes or even like folding a chair. So at the same token, we always wanted to be partners, but at the same time, we wanted to be individuals also. Like I personally, I didn't want anyone to like look at me and go, yeah, Super Nitro and his brother. You get what I'm saying? I want people to go Super Nitro and JT Riddick. You know what I'm saying? Not just, Super Nitro and his brother. So my personal thing is like, I've always wanted us to have our own individuality before we became a team. So I just didn't want it where, again, it was just, yeah, that's my brother. No, that's JT Riddick. So yeah, I know you hear us like you've been hearing us mention individuality, superstars, because we want the world to know that we thinking for ourselves, not being partners. Because then it's going to be like, so what about individuality? What about when y'all separate? What about if you have to fend for yourself? He has to fend for himself. Who are y'all independently? As us personally, we know I have his back just like he has my back. But at least, when it comes to the business, we want the world to know as much as we're a team, we're also separate. So if you're going to see Super Nitro, you see Super Nitro. If you see JT Riddick, you see JT Riddick. You don't see Super Nitro and where's his brother? No, you see Super Nitro. Oh, okay. And you see JT Riddick. Oh, okay. We're just as strong separate as we are together.
To bridge off of as you said, off of his answer, it's pretty much is that. So from my perspective, as the little brother, I was always chasing the ghost of this guy. He was always better than me at everything. So my whole thing was I got to stand on my own 2 feet, because you don't want that stigma of that is his little brother, and I have to fight for my own identity. So the most important thing was for me to establish my own identity, because as the world can see, as our name says, Brooklyn Dynasty, we are a dynasty. Regardless of what, we know each other better than half of the teams who probably worked together for 12, 20, 30 years know each other. So that doesn't have to be worked on whatsoever, because that's already there. But as far as us working as individual superstars, that is something that we have to establish and we have to put to the world. Because guess what? One tag team match with us equates to maybe 30 singles matches of ours, because we're that good as a team. So we don't have to put ourselves out there so much, because we can do this in our sleep. But if you want to know who JT Riddick is, the solo wrestler and Super Nitro, the solo wrestler, then it's like we got to work a little extra harder, because, that's something that isn't so organic, because naturally our whole lives we've been a team and we've been rivals, and who makes the best teams? Your rival.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense. Ooh, that's
deep. This teamwork was a birth.
Today, well thought out, concise. Although it does make me quite well. I've been asking a lot of questions. Miss BamBam, you got anything you want to add in before I say anything?
No, you can keep going. I'm just flowing. I'm just listening. I'm appreciating these perspectives.
See, don't be shocked if BamBam hits y'all up later and talking about, listen, this dynasty can grow. I think you guys need a female perspective in this group. I'm just saying. I don't know. You see, very focused on the Brooklyn Dynasty. I'm bringing another tag team in here. We're gonna have to do a whole thing to see who wins the services of Karen BamBam as both on a managerial level and to see somebody working. She would turn around. She wins championships. I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm an enforcer. I'm trying to be, trying to bring a team to the top.
If she's an enforcer, I'm not coming to the match. Listen. So now I got a question, because it sounds like, little brother been chasing bigger brother for a little while. I mean, on this day, do we currently have a situation where older brother still Sean and younger brother might be running around as Jannetty? Is that the situation we have currently? No disrespect to Marty Jannetty at all. In case you're watching the show, I don't want to get hurt. But I'm just saying. I don't know. Do we have a best of both worlds? But does one world have more water than the other? One got a little bit more oxygen in the tank. I don't know.
Listen. I'm gonna be saying like my brother has more spice than I do, verbally. You know what I'm saying? His promo skills is up there. I'm like the ABCs. I'm the ABC. He is the A1, A2, A3, B, B1, B2, B3. You get what I'm saying? He's like breaking it down. I'm just like, hey, I could beat you. So we both have a unique style. We both have a unique water between both of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I might, I have the hydrogen. Just why the Brooklyn Dynasty. We come together. So there's something about him that's going to be better than me, and vice versa. Something about me that's going to be better than him. I mean, hey, at the end, what can you say? Neither one, I feel personally, is better than the other. I feel we both equal. Like, we both equal in something. Like, he's good in something, I'm good in something. I don't feel like I'm better than him in one thing, and vice versa. I feel we both can bring it even. We both bring even to the table.
All right, great. He talks the good talk and you fight the good fight. Is that what I'm hearing, JT? Or is that what's happening? Talk to me, man.
Pretty much. So to go off of that is, no, there is, at the end of the day, we're brothers. So, and as you see, there's not many teams who could kick each other's teeth in, because there's no secret that we whipped each other's. I don't know if I could say it. We both have had. Okay, we both have had many wars with each other, and you see how brutal those things get. And like I said, the snap of a finger, we got each other's back because we know we always have each other's back. So there is never no cause for concern. If there's anything, if there's anything that we got to get off our chest, we go right in the square circle, duke it out, then we go and win some tag teams gold somewhere else in the United States of America or elsewhere.
Around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in the United States. We're going to show the world that we're a dynasty to mess with.
Exactly, we're a dynasty.
All right, well, we'll see you in the Dominican Republic soon, I guess.
Yeah. Compania.
Oh, bon dia.
Oh, no.
All right, here's my last thing, and then, here's my last thing. I see the IG wrestling has picked up during the time of this quarantine. The congregation has been involved. We've seen Bronco International, Hamlet, of course, the stable of Too Good, and of course Brooklyn Dynasty and many others involved. Why was this birthed? What occurred? Has there been a women's division in there? I don't remember seeing a women pop up in that. Maybe I missed it.
Okay.
Question.
I'm in charge of that.
That's a good question. This is his promotion.
Okay.
So, it started from when I did, obviously, when everybody does, the high profile wrestling matches, from obviously the high profile superstars from TNA, NWA, WWE, WCW Pass, etc. Every top name you can think of, everybody done had dream matches. So I did that, of course, and one day I decided, I'm like, you know what? Everybody knows this. Everybody sees this. Everybody done seen this, It's millions around the world. I mean, seriously, millions. Like, you could flip a page and you're going to see 10,000, fan base profile matches. So I said, you know what? How about I just do one with the local indie promotions, local indie talent. Everyone needs to know the local indie talent. I mean, we have to push us also. So my thing was, let me just do a live fantasy indie style wrestling promotion. So, let the world know who we are. You know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody knows Hulk Hogan, everybody knows The Rock, everybody knows Shelton Benjamin, everybody knows RVD, everybody knows Santino Marella, everybody knows Sheamus or Triple H, etc. The list goes on and on. Everybody knows them at this point. Everyone. So how about Brother Greatness? How about JT Riddick? How about Supa? How about Ace? How about Cuzzo, Hamlet, Jay Vera? The list goes on and on. Sebastian Cage, Mantis, Chris, Alexander Throne, which is now Nino Cruz. How about you learn these guys? How about us? It's only fair. Sure, we have to promote us. We promote ourselves. Again, let the world know us. Let the world know who we are. Now, sidebar, the reason why I haven't done a women's division, I'm sorry. I just don't want the females thinking I'm harassing them. So I don't want to tag women and then they feel like, who is this guy? Why does he keep tagging me and stuff? So I'm sorry. I don't want to categorize everyone, but it's just, I don't need nobody's saying that I'm harassing them or I'm just, like I keep bothering them, keep tagging them in something. It's just all for the sake of fun. So I'm so sorry, Bam Bam. Like I know you're down for the cause, but it's just, I don't know how the others are. So I'm sorry. I don't want to and especially I do it every week. You see, I do 2 shows, the ICW Fury and I do the ICW Ultimate. So, I'm like, to consistently do that and keep tagging, I just know, like, for the guys, I know, like, it could be a little overwhelming sometimes, like, but for the ladies, I'm like, I'm not trying to have them like, oh my God, this guy keep tagging me. So I'm sorry. That's why I haven't tagged the women.
Trying to stay safe in this day and age.
I don't want nobody saying this guy Nitro is harassing me. I don't need that, especially if I'm just doing something for fun, and especially if I'm trying to get the world to know who we are. That's all. I mean, I can talk to the ladies, but at the same time, too, again, I don't need nobody saying this guy is hitting me up for some fantasy wrestling. I don't need none of that. That's why I just do it amongst the guys that, people that I know, the fellas.
Yeah, personally, yeah.
Yes.
Bam Bam, what are your thoughts on that? You have any response to that before we wrap it up?
No, I mean that's understandable. Again, you're doing it for fun, and it's like, look, it ain't that deep. If you want to do it, you can do it like this. Keep doing your thing. Like maybe it'll develop into that. If you want a female, you got me. And I beat boys up 2K20 and beyond. So if I beat up anyone, it is what it is. But just keep doing what you're doing, and things will grow as they should.
Yeah, I don't mind. I actually have, believe it, I created a championship for it. So to make it more interested. So make it more interested. So I have a ICW World Championship and a Tag Championship for it. So to crown the champions. Make it fun, entertaining. Again, I would definitely love to do this. Obviously on a live show, live screen, live ring show, because it looks. I mean, what I've been doing looks very could be put together live, for the fans to enjoy and watch. Why not? I feel it can be. Even if we only run it for maybe 6-7 months. We're going to make the best 6-7 months out of this. Why not?
I could appreciate that. All right, Lady and Germs. I think that's about all we got time for Chocolate Greatness today. I'm really proud that this is the first time that neither myself nor Karen Bam Bam felt the need to run off of stage to go find someone. This is so well done. Well done. I'm not gonna lie, JT. I kind of want to fight you, but we'll let that pass now. So anyway, this is the Great Son Chocolate Greatness. It's your boy, Brother Greatness. We're over here at the Brooklyn Dynasty. Your girl, Miss Karen. Bam Bam, please. If y'all got any sign-offs, Instagram information, there's no upcoming shows, but anything you want to tag in there, you feel free, throw it in there, brothers.
Catch Super Nitro's ICW Ultimate every Tuesday on my IG stories, and ICW Fury on Thursdays on my IG stories. Hit me up on _Supa, not Super, Supa Nitro on my Instagram.
And here's yours truly, Mr. JT Riddick. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. That rap coming out.
Robbery's back. I'm gonna get my popcorn. I've been waiting all day. I'm getting my popcorn.
Oh man.
He's gone.
He's
okay,
gone.
we'll continue.
All right, so is yours truly, Mr. JT Riddick. My Instagram is the only JT Riddick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's just underscore, and not no underscore, just the only JT Riddick. So you can of course follow me on that, and I try my best to keep as much content, but with COVID, we're it's but so much you can do, but I'm always on there. So for anyone who ever want to reach out and talk and so on and so forth, one of my favorite things is having guys hit me up saying, hey, I want to learn to wrestle, and just ask my stories, and I can just give them that advice and tell them, hey, this is how you go about doing it. Of course, once things is up, I can help even train you whenever, depending on where you're at. So that's me signing off.
All right. Thank you so much, Brooklyn Dynasty. Thank you so much. Thank Thank you. Thank
Or
you.
shut
And thank
up.
you for watching Chocolate Greatness. Oh, see you next week.
Right. Thank you for having us.
Ooh, Lord, I finally got an opportunity to get these two to go up against each other. It's brotherly warfare in the Riddick Nitro household for the Dynasty. Where is my popcorn? I said I was gonna get that popcorn. Where is the popcorn? If I don't hurry up with this popcorn, they gonna be off the call. I gonna need to figure something out. I'm gonna microwave this milk. I'm gonna have some cereal instead. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Cause I don't understand how a brother done ran out of. I don't even have my good bowl. Oh Lord, Father, I'm not just. They're probably already off the call. Guess I gotta buy a ticket to NEW. Tragic.
Ooh.